Hey everybody, Yoda here from this side of the homestead. I just wanted to share a couple things with you. Billy, thanks for the shout out last time, and we'll keep these canning videos coming so that you guys can continue to learn. So Patty and I, actually the homestead was over Wednesday night finishing up some work. I can't remember if it was the truck or electrical. We've got so much stuff going on. And we sat down and she shared a video with me. I don't TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I try not to watch TikTok. It's just not, I don't know. Oh, I'm just going to say it. I really don't want to support the communist agenda, so I don't watch that channel. So anyway, back to the canning. She showed me a little TikTok thing on there, and I thought it was important enough to go ahead and create the video so that you guys would see. Now, we have goats and dairy goats, so we try to milk when the babies are done, but that doesn't last forever, right? They get pregnant again, and then the milk dries up. How do you keep milk on your shelf? How do you keep heavyweight whipping cream on the shelf? Let's face it, with the supply chain and all of the shortages that are going on, one, it's hard to find product. Two, it's hard to find product that doesn't expire the day after you buy it. Three, it's getting expensive. So I was at the grocery store the other day and came across some heavy whipping cream that was on sale. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to can that up because usually I use that at the base of some of my soups, cream soups, etc., and cheddar broccoli soup. And I don't want this to go bad. I'm not sure I'm going to get a batch done before this goes bad. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to can it. So we're going to show you guys how to can heavy whipping cream, and I also can up some milk. So you say, well, they're both white. How do you notice? How do you tell the difference? Well, your heavy whipping cream, it doesn't really move. It stays all white, right? So this is the milk. So see, your milk does move. I don't know if you can see that, but it moves a little bit easier. Doesn't have that heavy cream on there. So it's easy to tell the difference. So we're going to put that in. We're cold packing that. And so cold packing that, what that means, it means your milk is cold, so your jars need to be cold, and the cold water inside the pot. Now this is very, very important. If you don't make sure that everything is cold when you're starting out and it all comes up together, you're going to break all your jars. So make sure that you are using cold milk, cold jars, and cold water. We're going to put it in the pressure canner. And the pressure canner, we're going to go ahead and get that set, and it's going to steam, right? So when that steam comes on, I'm going to put the weight on, and I'm going to bring that pressure up to 10 pounds. That's my altitude, right? As soon as that gauge hits 10 pounds, I'm pulling the weight off, turning it off, and it's done. You're just going to let it sit. And then that is canned milk. Guys, you can leave that on your shelf for 8, 12 years, and it never goes bad. So I'm excited that I got to learn this. I'm excited that I get to teach it to you. I'm excited that you're going to be able to put stuff away, and I'm never going to have milk go bad again. So I'll constantly have it in supply, and I don't have to worry about it. One of the other things I want to share with you, I tried to do a canning video last week, and I don't know, stupid camera. Garen got a new camera, and I didn't know that I was supposed to turn the microphone on. I figured it just all worked together. It doesn't. So anyway, with it being flu and cold season, it's very important to me that we make sure that we keep our own medicine on hand. So I talked to you about canning garlic. I've talked to you about canning some other stuff. Now I want to talk to you about canning soup. So there is soup that you can do that is full of iron and vegetables and minerals and spices that can clear you up. So hacks for the homestead, Darren and Patty gave me one of these recipes a few years ago, and I make it every year, and G and I swear by it. We keep it on the shelf, make sure that we have it every year for flu season. Now, I don't know, I caught something, not sure, from taking the wall out or dumping it, or I don't know, clients, and it's wintertime, this stuff goes around. So I wanted to make sure that I had iron soup on hand. Now this came from Patty and Darren, and so we'll give them where credit is due, credit. And I talked to them. We all think it's very important to share this stuff with you so that you too can keep yourself and your family happy. Happy and healthy. Healthy is what I meant, but we want you to be happy too. So So I'm gonna go ahead and share with you. It's called Dad's Iron Soup, and I believe that this is either Darren's dad or grandpa, something like that. So I just put my bifocals, trifocals on and share this with you. So if you have questions, I probably have G go ahead and type this recipe down just to make sure that you have it on your shelf and it's taken care of. So the ingredients, you need 3 cups of rutabaga diced, 2 cups of turnips diced, 1 cup of whole corn, 3 cups of cabbage chopped, 3 cups of broccoli diced, 3 cups of cauliflower diced, 2 cups of potatoes or sweet potatoes, so you can mix that up however you want to. 1 cup of celery sliced, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of ground pepper, 1½ teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 4 cups of water, 1 cup of carrot sliced, and 1 cup of onion diced. Now, so there's one key in here, and that's the cayenne pepper. So let's go back to the cayenne pepper. Now, we all know it can be a little spicy. So I usually times mine by 5 and my whole recipe. So I take the whole thing and I do that times 5. And then I put that cayenne pepper in. Now, G likes spicy. I don't really care for spicy, but in this soup it's a little bit different. I'll go ahead and I put in as much cayenne pepper as I can possibly tolerate, because when you eat that, if you're stopped up, give it a second. You're going to need a box of Kleenex and you're going to be wide open. So in preparation for this, you're going to first saute the onion, celery, carrots, rutabaga, and turnips in a large soup pot. Then, second, you're going to add the water, potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and corn with all the spices. Boil for 20 minutes, then turn down to simmer. Third, add spices to flavor to taste. So here's your time. If you want more cayenne pepper, if you want more pepper, then go ahead and put that in. And again, on here he's got a note. This is cayenne pepper really opens your sinuses when you are sick. And it really does. It works out really, really well. So we've got that. Canned up a bunch of that stuff. We've also got one that's a flu buster. And so I did a bunch of flu busters as well. Kind of the same concept. It's got a little bit different ingredients, but a lot of the same. And so the flu buster worked out pretty good too. The ingredients for that is half a cup of onion chopped, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic chopped, 2 cups of potatoes diced, 2 cups of zucchini chopped, 1½ cups of cauliflower chopped, 1 cup of carrots chopped, 1 cup of celery chopped, 4 cups of vegetable broth, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of ground pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, and a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Now, I made this, and G tasted it, and he wanted me to add chicken and stars to it because it tasted like Campbell's. It reminded him when he was a kid, and it just made him feel better. But I don't know where I can find pasta stars, so he's not getting that. And then, so preparation for this, saute the onions, garlic, ginger, and turmeric for a few minutes in a large pot until the onions start to soften. So they get a little translucent, right? So that's what you're going to be looking for. Add the remaining vegetables, the salt and pepper, and saute for 7 more minutes. Pour in the lemon juice and stir to coat the vegetables. Add the broth, cayenne, and additional salt and pepper if desired. Bring to a boil for 10 to 15 minutes or until vegetables are soft. Note for less chunky soup, puree in a blender and reheat. So several different things that you can do with that. I just wanted to make sure that we brought you that recipe from our homesteads to yours so that you guys can make sure that you got good healthy food on your table. One of the things we also did, I got done this week, I did cabbage and potatoes. So I had a ton of onions and potatoes and cabbage. And I'm talking like cabbage heads like this big. They were huge. So I think one head I got 14 cups of cabbage and still was able to use a big section of it for a dinner that we had. So if that tells you the size, they were huge. So I needed to do something with that so it didn't go bad. So I found a Hungarian recipe for cabbage and potatoes, and that's what I did there. So guys, you can can anything. Just think about on the shelves, you know, and I can't say this enough. When you look at stuff that's canned in the store, it's possible for you to can it as well. Just got to know how to do it. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to load the cans in, and then as we progress, I'll just pop in and show you where we're at and what we're doing. And should have this knocked out in 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes. We'll see. Okay, guys. All right. Until then, see you in a minute. So real quick, one of the things that I want to share with you, when you're canning milk, sometimes I've heard somebody say in the last video, the one that I watched, the reason why I wanted to bring this recipe to you, 2% milk is best to use. The 2% milk after it's canned tastes more like whole milk, so that's how you want to do that. So keep that in mind when you're canning your milk. Okay, everybody, so now we've got that steam up here, and we're going to put the weight on and wait for that gauge. So I'm at 10 pounds of pressure is what I need on this gauge. So this will come back up at 10, and then we'll turn everything off. I wanted to kind of sidetrack here, go back a little bit. You guys did not see me fill the jars because I didn't think it was worth wasting your time to watch me pour milk and heavy whipping cream into jars. But the clean-off process, you know, I've always told you to use vinegar on those rims. When you're working with milk products, do not use vinegar. It will, if it gets in there, it's going to curdle the milk. So you just a wet towel or paper towel, whatever you want to use, and then just clean those rims off, get them on, and get them in the pot. So that's it. We're 3 pounds away, and then I'm going to turn all of this off, and then we'll be done, let it come back down. Then we'll catch up with you again on the other side after everything's sealed, and I'll show you how to make sure that those are sealed and then get those in the storage. See you in a bit. Okay, everybody, so just took everything out of the canner and let it cool down just a little bit, and loved hearing all of that popping. That's the favorite part of my canning, I think. So what we're doing now is we are removing lids. All of my cans have sealed, and here's what I wanted to show you. So I wipe mine off because, you know, you have some seeping, and it just is what it is. So I wipe all mine off, get them clean, but here's how you know if they've sealed or not. So you should be able to lift your jars by the top, and those flaps should not come off. So every single one has beautifully sealed, and it looks like we're going to be able to save it all. So anyway, guys, remember this. Remember, this is how you can put it away. I think Patty said she was going to go ahead and try to do half gallons. When you open that up, the larger you get, I want to be able to just keep things on the shelf and use them as I need them. She wants to do creamer and some other stuff, and she's talking about doing like half-gallon sizes, which is fine. Just remember, once you open it up, you need to put it in the refrigerator, so just like regular milk. So it's shelf-stable while it's canned and under pressure. Once you open it, it needs to go back in the refrigerator. So there you have it. There's the simple of it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope that you get to canning and putting some stuff away. I think tomorrow we'll probably work on onions and potatoes. Oh, I got a ton I got to get done. So anyway, all right, till then, live a life done free.
Thanks, Milo.